It's another episode of This Isn't It Live. This time you're getting a double Lisa for more bang for your buck. I will be hosting Lisa from Indie Untangled, and my name is Lisa. I am the co-owner of This Isn't It here in Dublin. And we're going to find out loads more about Indie Untangled, about Lisa Chamoff herself, and her journey in the fibercraft industry. And then really importantly, we're going to start talking about your holiday options, your vacation options for this year. So I'm going to see if Lisa is ready to join us. I certainly have a request here, and I'm going to see blankly at a screen. But I hope that you're keeping well this evening. Let us know in the comments where you're joining us from. Are you from this side of the water, my side of the water, or Lisa's side of the water? And we won't get too confused with the two names. How are you, Lisa?
Hi, I'm Lisa from the U.S.
We'll call stateside, and
Stateside Lisa.
that works. That works. What time is it where you
Um,
are?
it is 12:30, so I'm in Central Time. I'm actually in New Orleans.
Really?
So
That's
yeah,
yeah. Your home generally is New York,
is
right?
New York, yes. But yeah, I'm in New Orleans for a few weeks. I'm doing an event called Yarny Gras. So for anyone who's around the area, that's on February 15th. So
I mean,
yeah, we'll be talking about a lot of events coming up. So yeah, I'm getting around.
you certainly are. Certainly getting through around the States and around Europe as well. Because
Yeah.
okay, we won't, but we'll take a step back. Because first of all, I'd like you to introduce yourself to our audience here. Tell us a little bit more about what Indie Untangled is, how it came to be, and then we'll move on to where it's gotten to today.
Sure. Yeah, it's a long journey. So I started Indie Untangled almost 11 years ago. So it launched the business and website launched in April of 2014. So Indie Untangled started out. My vision was to have an online marketplace to showcase the work and products of all the indie dyers that were coming on the scene. I've been knitting since around 2007, and a few years after that, I kind of went down the rabbit hole of hand-dyed yarn, and started my yarn collection, and then uh,
Yes.
yes. Which we all have. I mean, I'll call it a stash, but it is definitely a collection. Um, so I envisioned. I was kind of having trouble keeping up with all the shop updates and like trying to learn about all these new dyers that were selling on Etsy or their own websites. And I thought there should be a way for people to stay on top of that, and not have to subscribe to a dozen newsletters just to keep up with everything. Although subscribing to the newsletters of the dyers and designers you like is a great thing. But yeah, I
Social media is going at the moment. So we'll definitely say,
exactly.
if you are not already subscribed to the This Is It or the Indie Entangled newsletter, get on it there straight away after this, because there is going to be like important updates and bonuses for being subscribers too. So you get early access to things. But yes, I remember those times when there'd be things selling out within sort of 24 hours, even less. When a dyer would
Yes, yeah, like 5 minutes.
I, yeah, we certainly had our own versions of that on this side of the water too.
Right.
And in the days maybe before, yeah, some of the more central databases were there, you were providing a great service, weren't you, to sort of bring all of those threads together. Um, and then that evolved into you took it offline then, and at a later stage. When was that?
Yeah, so that was shortly after I launched. So the first pre-Rhinebeck event that I did, which a lot of people kind of when they hear Indie Untangled, that's
Mm.
what they think of. So I'm based in New York, and I had been going to the New York Sheep and Wool Festival for a few years then, and I had just launched Indie Untangled as the website and business, and yeah, just started formulating this idea. So a bunch of friends, knitting friends, and I would stay at this one hotel. It used to be the Holiday Inn. It changed to the Best Western. And on Friday night, everybody would come in. You know, they'd be coming in from either nearby, like driving in or flying in, and we would just sit and knit in the courtyard of the hotel, order in some food, and then there would be like some dyers and project bag makers who would bring like suitcases of their stuff because they're seeing all their friends and customers in person after a while, and people liked seeing yarn in person. And so that kind of evolved into, oh, this should be like an actual show. So it started out as, a dozen vendors that I knew were coming, that I either bought from or who advertised on the website. And we started this pre-Rhinebeck show. It was like a few hours the night before the festival, and then it's evolved. Last year it was 10 to 6, an all-day event, drew like over 2,000 people with over 40 vendors. So yeah, it's definitely evolved.
And I love that it kind of happened so organically as well, that it came out of those group of friends coming together and just going, hey, maybe we should do something about this. And so you did, and you really did. So that's how many years? This year will be the terrible
This
like
this will be the 12th. So the 12th event that I'm organizing.
amazing. Absolutely amazing. So that is I'm for so my side of the water, the New York Sheep and Wool Festival. I know I would have heard about it many years before I went, and the words Rhinebeck, and then never really realizing that was the same event.
Same
So
thing. Yeah.
and so people use it interchangeably. And it attracts tens of thousands
Yeah.
of people, and it's across huge showgrounds, and there's barns for miles and lots of food vendors. It's an amazing place to visit in the autumn and the fall with the beautiful colored leaves. And I've been twice now and really really enjoyed it. So if anybody's thinking about going the other way, then we that. And so it's in October, is that right? November, October. I'm
October, yeah, is Rhinebeck. Is always the third weekend in October.
Great, great. So third weekend in October. Definitely. If it's within your means and you want to head over there, we can guarantee you a good time. But for the people who want to come the other way, you've also been involved in not only to Ireland. Will this be your first time bringing a group to Ireland?
It is.
Or-
Yeah, I got the opportunity from knittingtours.com. So they're a tour company. They're affiliated with the Irish Tourism Board, and I think it seems like their mission is to put a spotlight on the yarn and knitting and spinning and crafting traditions in Ireland. And I have some connections to some of the makers, dyers on the trip as well. And so we work together to craft an itinerary. And I've been to Dublin before, but I haven't gotten the opportunity to explore the rest of the country. So when they contacted me, I was like, yeah, let's do this.
There's so much to see. It really is. So
Hmm.
so yes, knitting tours. We've worked with them for many years now, and like you say, exactly that. They're really supportive of that, the industry as a whole, of really showing off the best that Ireland has to offer in terms of fiber crafts. So we're delighted, and they partner. They kind of do all of that. The admin side of things, and then we get to have fun creating itinerary and spending the time with the people doing those fun things. So but everybody would book directly with Knitting Tours, isn't that correct? So if they wanted to sign up for your tour this coming June, how many places are left?
Um, it looks like we have 5 rooms left, so there's enough. We're gonna have it looks like a couple dozen people, so like
Mhm.
24 people. And there are 5 rooms left. I'm not sure which combination, so like which are singles and which are doubles. But so there are a few spots left.
Lovely. Okay, so for those people who might be interested in that, your dates are happening in June. It's
Yeah, so it's June 7th through the 15th. So an 8-day tour starts in Dublin, and it looks like we're making a couple of visits to the shop. I think the on the first day we visit and obviously do a little yarn shopping. Um,
your name on it. Yeah. So,
yeah. And then I think that we go back the next day, or it's either the second or the third day, to do a Mobius workshop with you
I get to teach people how to twist their knitting on purpose.
on purpose. Yes.
But yes, we're going to learn how to do a Mobius cowl through a Mobius cast on. So not where you're knitting flat and then sewing up. And it's one of those mind melting experiences, but there's the aha moment at the end, which is really enjoyable. And so we'll be teaching and hosting. You'll have some lovely fresh baked treats from the cafe next door, and getting to do that in the surrounds of the beautiful Georgian building that we're in. So it's a real nice experience. So we've had really good feedback on that too. So we're looking forward to welcoming you. So yeah, so that's coming up soon. Spaces are the narrowing down your opportunity. So we'll make sure that we share a link to that afterwards. And then if June does not suit you and you still want to come to Ireland, then again in partnership with Knitting Tours for the first time, we're running a retreat. So it's less time traveling around. It's a shorter experience as well. So it's 5 nights. And you will be basically spending those 5 nights in between Dublin and Wicklow, which is just the next county down uh, south from Dublin. But it's a little bit more of a relaxed pace. Still some lovely day trips, some nice workshops, some different things going on. A little whiskey tasting in towards the end in the mix.
And I have to
Um,
do that.
percent, but we've just finalized that itinerary and we'll be emailing people out with the information very shortly on that too. So yeah, there's many different times of year to come to Dublin, but June and August are both absolutely lovely times to come and explore Ireland. So beyond that, Lisa, so beyond the travel side of things, you other hats as well. Obviously, I mean, you're over doing yardy. What was it called?
It's Yarny Gras. So yeah, in down in New Orleans. I've friends here, and I for the past few years I've been coming for the Mardi Gras season. And it's just a great experience. Like everybody is so crafty, and they come up with these amazing costumes. Like last night I went to a knitting group at a local bar, and some of the women there were showing me, because I was there last year, and they were talking about their costumes, and they created for like Mardi Gras Day this like bird costume with feathers, and it's a cool city. So yeah, on February 15th, I'm doing it's like a small marketplace at a
Yeah,
local brewery, a small scale event.
nice mix though, yarn and beer. So,
Exactly.
and I think, like you're saying about the costumes with the feathers and to all of those. I don't. Me and a sewing machine. I've tried. But I think when, you are crafty yourself, you always, you've got that context and that appreciation of what goes in to creating so like masterpieces like that made by hand. It's just you can be blown away by the skills of some people, which leads me into nicely the H&H Americas actually, because
Right.
that covers not only like yarn and needlecraft, but we have fabrics and embroidery, and a number of fiber crafts are represented at H&H. And you have a role in that too, don't you? So do you want to tell people what H&H Americas is and what you do there?
Yeah, so H&H, it's run by a German company. They've been organizing, it's a trade show, so business to business, and they've been organizing one in Cologne, Germany for many years. The company itself, I think, is 100 years old. And yeah, so Cologne is a huge show. A lot of the large manufacturers in Europe go. And then like around 2020 or 2021, the company saw that there was a need for something like this in the US. and they partnered with an organization called the Craft Industry Alliance, which I'm a member of. I've been a member of it since it was founded. I think around 2015 or 2016. They work with H&H on education programs. So it's a trade show. So businesses like Townhouse Yarns, which is your company, exhibit there and are selling to yarn shops. And then there's all sorts of educational opportunities. So I found out about the show and I thought that there needed to be kind of a showcase for the indie businesses. Like indie dyers and just other small scale, like solo entrepreneurs that I work with, because exhibiting at a trade shows is really expensive, and the cost of putting together a booth can be high. And if you're the only person working your business, or if it's like you and someone else, that can be overwhelming. So I worked with them to create the Indie Untangled Pavilion, which it started out, I think, with like 15 or 16 companies, and I think we're going to have like 32. So it's doubled in size over the last few years. The first show was in 2022. And yeah, so Lisa, you'll be there
We will.
with Townhouse Yarns, yeah. And I think right, because you do have you sold your yarn in the U.S. before?
We have, yeah, number of stockists. We probably just only have about two, I think, at the moment now. So looking to expand into the North American market, definitely. Anybody, let us know. Just go to townhouseyarns.com and you can apply for a trade account. So we have, yeah, many beautiful skeins of yarn behind us here. And we do spinning fiber and a beautiful new farm to yarn 100%
I
product. So if you're looking for something off the back of Irish sheep, we can do that for you, but in hand dyed finishes. So a modern take on traditional product. And that's my pitch. That's what I'm doing it. But no, we're really excited about the opportunity to, because it's H+H Americas in Chicago, and I did go last year because. Awful lot of the time would go to Cologne when you're searching out for new brands, and I suppose you can start to see the same companies there year after year, and I felt like we might discover something new and exciting as well in Chicago. So it was a great show. What I was really impressed with is that education program that was put together as well. That was so comprehensive, and I found I'm suffering from all sorts of jet lag, and struggling on, but get going, because no, this was on my agenda. I really want to go and see this talk and hear from that person. So they had some really interesting speakers and panels, and trade industry surveys as well that they were sharing results from. So it's impressive what they've done. And I mean, I went to back in 2009. Myself and Mum went to TNNA,
right.
Ohio. And I don't know what happened to that, but it's lovely to see another a show of that size coming back in and presenting opportunities, you say, for the smaller makers. So thank you for being for pushing that and to opening those doors for people as well, because we're not all, you can see some of the giant stands for huge
Yes.
distributors and role, but we've got to keep that that the unique and the heart and soul, I think, of the industry is in the indie makers and the smaller, the owner operators, the solopreneurs. So, and all of the you've hosted Zooms, you've got checklists, there's lovely supports there as well. So I'll be filling out your, next year the Indie Untangled Pavilion will be 60 vendors now with the recommendation. Uh, and it's
Um,
easy to, so if there's other retailers from around Europe that are thinking of flying into Chicago, it's all very easy to the airport as well. So yeah, it's we're looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
and I think that there are a few spots left in the pavilion. So if you're a dyer, or just any kind of product maker who is interested in either selling in yarn shops for the first time, or like Townhouse Yarns has like a few stockists but wants to expand, the pavilion is a great way to kind of dip your toe into that wholesale market without, shelling out a huge investment.
Absolutely. I think you're created like a little community within the wider
Yeah.
trade show sort of environment that people will be helping each other out. Even I didn't make the live Zoom, but the recorded one, people were sharing tips about, oh, the tables weren't exactly that the right size for this, and maybe think about
Yeah.
that. And yeah, so you're not alone, and Lisa is open to hearing from you. And yeah, reach out. Because it was only by chance that we were speaking at Barcelona Knits Festival that I realized, that this. So, so that's it. We've all got to keep talking to each other, and then we can bring more fun things to the people that are out there that want to take part in them. So, I guess we will remind people about. I will post a link to you share your link with me for your booking form for your tours, and I will share a link to a sign up for the interest in our retreat. And then we will be seeing you not very long from now.
Yes. Oh my gosh. In May. Yeah.
First, exactly, and then you're coming to us.
Yeah.
So, um, that's fantastic. Is there anything else I've forgotten to cover that you want to mention, or how do you?
No, I think that's it. Yeah, I guess right. If the Ireland tour coming up on the 7th, and then Indie Untangled Rhinebeck show is October 17th this year. So
Amazing,
yeah.
amazing. October 17th. Okay, well, I will let you go. I did promise some people a little bit more information of a preview of the itinerary of our retreat, so I will share that if that's okay. Or actually, if you
Sure.
hear what we're doing, you can stay with me just in
Yeah,
case.
no, I'd love to hear it. It sounds really nice and like relaxing.
Come next year, once when you're not like leading these things. So,
Exactly.
what we it's backwards. That's not going to help. Okay. So, and on day one, I think what's really one of the really lovely things about this is that they offer the private transfers from Dublin Airport to the hotel, so you don't need to worry about trying to get to your accommodation. It's a really nice, a nice little feature. And then anywhere that you need to get, in the meantime, it's all private coach in between your attractions. We will be staying in four-star hotels. All your breakfasts include. Most of your meals are included as well. One on the first day when you're coming here, and into Dublin, we're going to go on a vintage bus tour with afternoon tea that is part of that tour. So instead of your open top buses that go around the city, instead of that, you get to go onto one of these old-fashioned buses and sit down at these tables, and you will still go around and see the attractions, the main features around Dublin, but enjoy scones and tea and a little bit of historical chat from the tour guide as well as you go around. So it's really unique, a real fun start to the day. And then we'll be coming into. You'll have a little bit of time to relax, and then we'll be coming into the shop on that first day, and then having some light bites from the lovely Pepper Pot Cafe. So it's our social stitching experience. We've featured that on our Instagram before, where you can see the lovely center, and we'll have they bake everything fresh there in the cafe, and it's just yeah, I mean, expect to lose a few notches on the belt, basically, when you're coming here for the few days, because it's all beautiful fresh butter and everything that goes with that. On day two, then we will go down to our hotel in Tulfaris, where we'll have a cast-on drinks reception, and then you can rest. So after that, on the second day, we're going out to Eru's farm. I'm not sure. Is that part of your trip? It is, isn't it, Lisa? You're going to the Aries farm with Zoe and Lionel,
Yes.
and we're going to get to meet the sheep that are behind the yarn, and do natural dyeing workshop with Malou Colorine. So you're going to learn how to dye your own yarn from natural materials, which is I'm really looking forward to that part. Actually, have you ever done natural dyeing, Lisa?
I've seen it done. I've never actually done it myself, so
Yeah, I think it'll be really interesting to learn a little bit more about that. And then we'll all be collecting our onion skins and picking dandelions from our garden and stuff after that. Um,
yes.
on day three, people will all be getting together for a stranded colourwork class. And that's going to be based around the Dublin Doodle decks that you saw in Barcelona. So we're going to be doing small little motifs that are all Dublin themed, and you'll be learning. If you're already familiar with two-stranded colorwork, then we'll be learning three-stranded. If that scares the life out of you to even think about colorwork, don't worry, we've got your back. So people have been asking about the skill levels or taking part in the tours. And we're trying to reassure you've got experienced instructors. even as I was joking about the Mobius knitting earlier on, we have had some people come in and, they're getting a bit stressed about that technique. And I reassure them, I say, we haven't lost one yet. Not a single person without mastering the technique. So yes, so we'll work with you, and but you do need to know like some basics in knitting. I think if you were just, a very, very, very beginner, it might be a little overwhelming, but it's still up to you. You can come along and enjoy and learn as you go. So then on day three we're going, oh, we have a little yoga session as well in the mix just
Ooh.
for now. Because we're going for the retreat vibe. So there's color class, then you can relax after the color class, and then we have a trunk show in the evening as well. And that's we'll be staying in Brook Lodge in Wicklow, which is really a beautiful little village too. So and then we have a visit to Glendalough as well, which is one of my favorite places in Ireland. I don't know if you ever heard about it. It's a glacial valley with two beautiful lakes through it, and it's a very, very special historical place as well. And beautiful for a little trek if you feel up to it, and just a really nice place to visit. And then we're going to Windrush Farm. I don't know if that's on yours. For
That
me,
I don't think
yeah,
is,
yeah.
but
There'll be some needle felting involved in that. And on day five, we're going to do like a lecture on some of the most popular episodes or editions of Things I Wish I Knew. So, like a medley of tips and advice, all put together into one session, with the whiskey tasting happening on our way back to Dublin. And we'll have a farewell dinner and stay overnight in Brooks Hotel, which is one street over that direction. So again, very close back to the shop. Um, I think I've probably missed something, but I've been running through that very quickly. But a lovely 5 nights, and time for relaxation in between those events, and a bit of entertainment too in the mix. So, am I tempting you, Lisa? You think we're tempted?
maybe, but oh yeah, in August I'll be in Washington State for the Indie Untangled retreat, which actually just sold out yesterday. Otherwise, I would I would mention it. Although, well, so if you're interested, for those, if anyone's on the West Coast, it's a convenient trip, and it's before the Flock Fiber Festival. So
Yes.
if yeah, I have a wait list for that.
Are
So
you heading over to Block then as well in
yes,
August?
yeah.
That's Yeah. I mean, I think if there's an event you're in some way or part of it in some way.
It seems like it. There are a lot of events in the fiber world, though.
A little bit. That makes sense. So, well, thank you again for joining us for this chat. And as I said, we'll be sharing and updating everybody with what's going on and getting them the right links. If you've missed anything during this episode and you need any more information, you can just send us a direct message or contact Lisa directly as well at Indie Untangled. And the website is indieuntangled.com, isn't that right?
Yes, yeah, and I have a link in my Instagram bio that has buttons to click for all the events going on.
Fantastic, fantastic. It's a long list. It's
It is.
like, thank you so much, Lisa. And as I say, we'll see you very, very soon.
Yeah,
And thank you, everybody. And we'll see you next time.
yeah. Good, nice chatting with you, and I'll see you in May.
Bye. Take care.
And June. Bye.